one morning, I just decided, why are you hesitating? Look at what the risk is. If you're reading about cancer and it could be spreading in your body, why are you being shy about going in and having a test done? Do it today. It was 2009, and about Thanksgiving time, when I first talked with my mom in the kitchen about just not feeling right, not feeling well. My symptoms were that I wasn't feeling the same. I was very tired. There were times at work I would just put my head down and fall asleep. And we had a 6-month-old boy. Our third child had been born 6 months prior, and I was up a lot at night, so I had reason to be tired. And I just put it off to the side as being that. And my mom knows me to be a little bit of a hypochondriac, and she kind of put it down and said, you should go in and get something looked at. And so I did in December, and the doctor evaluated, took some blood tests, and suggested some things, but really said, why don't you come back in 3 months? I left that doctor visit in December of '09, and life took over. It was the holidays again for Christmas, and got busy. It happened to be the year that the Minnesota Vikings were in the playoffs, and as happens in all of our lives, you just get caught up in meaningless games and activities and whatever else, in addition to your families and life in general. And that did happen to me, but there was a constant nag to go back and figure out more about what that doctor visit was about and what these feelings were. And so I started to Google in the evenings here and there. I wonder what, Google in being tired a lot, and Google in tenderness in your chest. And after a while, talking 3-4 weeks of drawing just some similarities and some of the things you pull up in your searches, started to hone in on cancer as being a potential issue, and one of the more specific types was testicular. I called directly to a urologist. I didn't get referred. I called straight in and said, I think I might have testicular cancer. And they got me in that same day. And the doctor did an exam. He said, very unlikely that this is cancer. It was a Friday. He said, but you came in for a reason, so why don't you go down and have an ultrasound done and we'll just find out. Sunday, the Vikings played and lost to the Minneapolis-St in a heartbreaking football game, which thankfully took my mind off of what was really on my mind. But Monday morning, I had the first appointment of the day, and I went into the doc's office, and it was just a somber feeling, and I just kept, is this going to happen to me? Is this the day I'm going to find out I have cancer? No, this is the day I'm going to drive out of here so thankful that I'm fine, and just not care about all this nonsense that's going on with the football game we lost, whatever else in life. All that will mean, it will be such a relief to know that I'm healthy. There was a little bit of time where it took for the doctor to come in, and he got right to it. He just said, Ryan, this isn't the news we wanted to share with you today, that we wanted to find out today, but you have testicular cancer. And so we need to take steps to find out, how far the cancer may be in your body. The evening of the 26th of January was the longest, most awful night of my life. Just not knowing what that scan showed. Is it everywhere? Because I knew I had symptoms for months. I had symptoms for at least probably since August. And I'm thinking, that's 5 months of time that this could be spread around. It might be in my liver, my brain, and this might be the end. But it was one night of that torture, thankfully, because the doctor scheduled me in before he left for a vacation. Said, we have the results of the CT scan. He said, it's good news and bad news. The good news is it has not spread far, but it has unfortunately spread to your lymph nodes. So you will have treatment after this surgery that you'll have to undergo, but at least it isn't into some of the other organs. And I was elated at that news. It was like, all night I'd wondered, could it be worse? And so it turned out to be a good thing. My dad and my wife were crying immediately, but for me it was good news. When I was just getting out of my chemotherapy and back to work, I was visiting a client actually. We wrapped up a wastewater treatment project, and we were kind of having a lunch just to celebrate that. And I shared with him what I'd been through, and he shared with me that he had lost a daughter to cancer the year prior. And awful. And he said, we made some t-shirts out of that, and we did some fundraising, we did some things, and he's a very upbeat, unbelievable person, he and his wife. But the t-shirts that he had made, he gave me one, and this is what it is. And that pretty much says it. And a couple of the people that donated to the Movember site, when I wrote back to say thanks, I said cancer sucks, and that's why we're doing this. I consider myself to be a testicular cancer survivor. I've had surveillance CT scans since then, and I'm almost a normal person again. I guess at 5 years they consider to be normal, where they don't feel they need to scan. Now, part of being normal is none of us know when you might get that news or when you might have something happening. So this is for anyone out there who's wondering how, who's maybe taking life for granted, who's not feeling right, but putting it in the back burner, putting it in the back of your mind. Don't hesitate. Don't take that risk. Slow down, realize what's important in life. Go in and get that screening done. Ask for a blood test. Join Movember. Try to help other people become aware of this, aware of cancer. It's very rewarding to come to that realization, I guess, that or just to finally be bold enough and be brave enough to talk about it, to help people and not hold it inside anymore. Feels good to let it out. Feels good to help.